be the toast of the town, the guy on the go. I'm the type of gamer every gamer should know. I'll be the one to watch the guy in the flow. I'm the type of gamer every gamer should know.
Well, it's been quite the little journey with the That Guy with the Glasses series. We've covered quite a few of the big timers, the showstoppers on the website, the Nostalgia Critic, Spoony One, Linkara, Pissed Jose. And soon here, we're going to be approaching the end of the series. We're getting into the final stretch, and there's a real differentiation between the beginning episodes and what we're going to be getting into. Those first 4 episodes, those were informational, really hitting the highlights and the key points about each individual and their contribution, or at least trying to wrap it up into a nice little story at the end. But we're transitioning from informational into entertainment, because those last couple episodes are going to be a real shit show, the shit show proper, dealing with the rumors and the behind the scenes backstabbings, the small time contributors and the crazy stories associated with them. And so I thought it would be nice to transition us into that with a nice little primer on the guy on the outside looking in. I'm talking about the fandom of That Guy with the Glasses. You know, fandoms, they run the spectrum, the autism spectrum, because some of these motherfuckers are playing with trains. But there are all sorts of people of varying degrees of interest within this subject. Now, fans, they will love a show, they'll give it accolades, they will support it, subscribe it, like it, favorite it, give it money, buy the merchandise, they will move those fucking movies for you. But there are differing types of fans. Besides the basic core group that most people would encounter for a particular content creator or a website that exists out there on the internet. For example, maybe you could say there's an individual who's upset with digital entertainment, and one day he's browsing YouTube and he notices this untalented fat fuck is aping his bit. Look at that 240p quality ripoff. He's stealing it. He's not even original about it. He knows who you are. And he's taking your format and copying it to a T. He's written you before, and he's just outright stealing the shit that you do. Well, that's a fan. That's somebody that's emulating you and competing with you. Sure, he's fucking awful at it. Nothing he says is funny. His videos are awful. Fucking garbage fire awful. But there he is nonetheless. Or maybe you find out that one day, just like that 240p untalented motherfucker, there's another guy out there. Again, aping your bit. But of course, as time goes on, you find out not only does he think Barbie's a shitty game, he's had to flee the fucking country. And he's filming videos of himself in Mexico playing with toy dinosaurs because there's a court order out for him as he tries to escape the law because he's been harassing his ex-girlfriend. Life comes at you fast. That's all I'm saying. Now, That Guy with the Glasses doesn't have anybody that had to flee the country, at least as far as I'm aware of. But it's got its host of fans who really either want to be a part of it, who want to emulate it, or even criticize it, because at some point along the way they liked what That Guy with the Glasses did. And so I thought it'd be interesting to highlight a few examples of that for you, before we move into the real good shit. Now, Rowan, it's like you have to be a mentally handicapped Mexican to say this right. You gotta roll those R's. Roran, better known as Latza. Now, Latza was a huge fan of That Guy with the Glasses. You can look at his YouTube channel and you can instantly see what the inspiration for it was, as evidenced by the content that he put out, the Gamer's Atlas, where he would review board games, dressed up as a character called the Cartographer, because you get it, it's the Gamer's Atlas and he's a cartographer who dresses like George Washington for some fucking reason. I'm not really sure how that relates. Maybe he's a time-traveling cartographer. He likes to get there first to map it out for you. He's the wayfinder of internet content. Now, taking a look at the quality content that Latza creates gives you a very good idea of just how much he really respected and liked the Nostalgia Critic, going so far as to audition for the website.
Becoming as popular can be. Making my mark in high society. I'm the beau of the ball, the star of the show. Yeah, I'm the type of gamer every gamer should know.
Sadly, that did not work out too well for him. I mean, he had the formula down. Shitty, unfunny skits with tons and tons of side characters, all acted and portrayed by Latza himself. You think that Doug Walker would have looked at this and said, holy shit, I have a long-lost twin brother I didn't know about. But that didn't stop our little Latza. Now, He doesn't give up. He's into deep plots, and he really knows how to write his way into something. Not getting the audition spot that he was looking for, he came up with a brilliant idea. If you're not going to hire me, I'm going to fucking hire you. And so he went about creating an Indiegogo account. My Date with a Secret Agent, an action comedy musical featuring inspired by VGHS and Dr. Horrible, featuring Doug Walker and Malcolm Ray from That Guy with the Glasses. Well, holy shit! He got him! They wouldn't let him set foot on their website, but he found a way to get them to work with him. And he only needs $700,000 to fucking do it! Of course, sadly, he only reached 521. I don't know why. Just look at this pitch video.
But what will you get if you back this campaign? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Here's Malcolm to explain.
For $200, your actor of choice will record a brief message or character voice.
Or maybe a song is more what you need. Nick and Cody will do it. They're up for the deed.
And if you don't want that, or if gaming's more of your thing, Paul will buy you a game of your choice. Anything.
So that's my campaign. Thanks for pledging today. But if you can't do that, help us in another way.
Please share this campaign everywhere you see fit, on Facebook and Twitter, or even Reddit.
Help us reach our goal. We're well on our way. So thank you again, and have a nice day.
I just don't know how people could pass up on this. Did you understand that this man was going to have Q himself in the production? Just listen to this ringing endorsement from John Delancey himself. His agent said, he might be interested. Please write back when you're further along in the process. Fucking sold. Where do I donate to this? How could this not have achieved its budget, its modest budget of $700,000 by an unknown man who makes content on the internet? But apparently people just couldn't appreciate Rararan Productions. That's not to say he was completely alone. I mean, sure, his channel did open in 2010 and he only really has 1,300 subscribers and barely 500,000 views. But he's got a dedicated, loyal fan base that's looking out for Lotsa. Just look at the nonstop chatter on his discussion page. Rarity spread her legs wide as Roran prepared his high-class cock for penetration of her pony vag, eager to feel Roronan's spawn swimming inside of her. Did I mention Lotsa's a brony? Maybe I should have mentioned that. Lotsa's a brony.
My favorite is Fluttershy because she's so adorable and I see myself in her a lot.
Now, Paul is what you'd call a super fan. He really loved the website. He wanted to be a part of it. He couldn't get in there with that audition tape. He couldn't get in there mimicking what he saw them doing. He couldn't even get in there by trying to create a high-budget movie and hiring them to work for him. But hey, at the end of the day, it's their loss. It's a loss for That Guy with the Glasses because how many talented writers out there create a storyline about a superhero with electric nipples? In the daytime, he's mild-mannered Let's Player Corey Barton. But at night, he becomes Lotsa Day Electric Nips, serving a hot slice of justice to all the evildoers out there.
Deep plots.
But alas, it was just not enough to capture the attention of the people that he loved the most. And thus, scorned, he fled into the arms of another lover, Red Letter Media. Imagine Lotsa's surprise when an email arrived from Jay and Mike at Red Letter Media saying, "We love electric nips, Lotsa. You need to come out here immediately. Send us a demo tape, audition for us, and then drive across the country and have a meeting with us. We're super fucking serious." Now, Lotsa had recently said in an interview he gave that he didn't actually drive out there, that he only lied about that for whatever reason. He was just playing pretend. Haha, gotcha. I tricked you into thinking I was retarded.
I didn't actually make it all the way out to Milwaukee. Yeah, I just wanted to say I did, and that was really bad in hindsight because that looked really bad on me.
He states that he actually was contacted by Red Letter Media before he drove out to Milwaukee, warning him of the nefarious plot to trick him into driving across the country to meet with people who didn't know who he was. But in my mind, I like to imagine that that's just him trying not to be embarrassed, and that our little Lotsa, dressed up as his cartographer self, drove all the way out there just to have Mike and Jay slam the door shut in his fucking face. Now, I know this can come off as a depressing story of a man that continually fails to garner the attention of those that he looks up to. But Lotsa's moved on. He's put these things behind him. They're in the past now. And he has a real professional career. If you look at his IMDb page, which he actually has one, amazingly, you'll see that he's been a busy boy. He's working for Disney. He's actually working at Disney. The dream has become a reality. When he took the risk to move out to California to make it big, he actually got his foot in the door at the Disney Corporation.
Yeah, so right now I'm making short videos for a thing called the Disney LOL app, and I'm pretty much taking their TV shows, remixing them into 12-second silly videos.
How fucking amazing is that? And thank God, no Let's Play videos of Aladdin, a Disney property, exist where Lotsa refers to characters of Middle Eastern descent as sand niggers and talks about how black people are apes.
You got a filthy monkey chasing you.
Oh, you mean a boo?
Yeah. Didn't mean the people.
He's Arabic, not an N-word. He is not black.
At least call him the right kind. He's clearly a sand nigga.
My bad.
Thomas, don't you know sand niggas can't climb? White men can't jump, niggas can't swim, sand niggas can't climb.
Because that would probably make it really awkward working for Disney. But luckily, that's not real. He never made that video on the channel Gameception, which he runs with a friend and a family member, because no official copies of it still exist. And if you were to by chance go and look up older mirrors of it and run across this, which says it's been taken down by Rararan Productions, that in no way indicates that Lotsa actually did this. But Disney has bigger things to worry about, like obese men from Nickelodeon sneaking on set to steal their actresses' shoes. Now, Lotsa is what you would describe as a super fan, but there were other variations of the fandom that branched out to do their own thing, whether that was emulate it or critique it. Now, as far as emulation goes, there's a now defunct website, Reviewtopia, which was a carbon copy ripoff of That Guy with the Glasses. Strangely enough, they actually had people jump back and forth between That Guy with the Glasses and Reviewtopia to put their video content on both sites. Now, I would love to show you some of the amazing content I'm sure Reviewtopia put out on the daily. I'm not going to be able to, because it doesn't exist anymore. And why is that? You know, just a little event that happened back in 2013, when about 2/3 of the site's contributors left following a controversial incident during a live stream of Sinner Radio episode at MagFest. There was a combination of nudity and several lewd and exploitive comments made by Enigma, who was operating the site's Twitter at the time, which were later deleted. The result was a mass exodus of members, Enigma's firing, and a temporary suspension of live streaming. Well, that sounds like one hell of a fucking party. And with Enigma and 2/3 of the goddamn website leaving, not much was left of Reviewtopia. In fact, it really doesn't exist in any form now. You're lucky to find even a few videos mentioning it in its brief history on the internet. One of those would be A. Salieri's video. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to go watch it. But if you want to save yourself some trouble, take the color scheme of That Guy with the Glasses and change it from orange and red to blue and white, and then lessen the appeal of absolutely everybody contributing on the website, and you have Reviewtopia in a nutshell. As far as critiquing goes, there was a little website, Crowded Sidewalks? No, that's not it. The Busy Street, a blogging site ran by a Robin fanboy that really loved to shit all over That Guy with the Glasses. But I can assure you, Jordan was a fan at one point. He just sort of flipped around a little bit. Went from loving them to fucking hating them, and then talking about it incessantly every single fucking day.
Hello, I'm the Internet Critic. I watch it so you don't have to. Hey, do you like reviewers on the internet? I don't.
And just like with Reviewtopia, the Busy Street doesn't exist anymore. You can find some archives of it, some of the articles that exist out there like this, but aside from that, not much. The older contributing members, the staff of the website, have dispersed to run bingo shows that nobody watches. And I know, by the way, Jordan, that's why you deleted all fucking 30 of those 3-hour-plus long bingo live streams where you would read numbers to nobody watching. 0 views. I suppose in some weird way, the fandom is a reflection of the website. You have people that are trying to fit in, who maybe don't fit in and fall off, like a Lotsa. People that are just stealing or aping a style, and you can see that play itself out a lot with that guy with the glasses. The small-time reviewers that came in, which were basically just cookie-cutter molds of content that was already on the website, or even those who became ex-members, who critique it out of perhaps bitterness or jealousy or just a legitimate hatred for the policies of the site and what it's become. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief look at the That Guy with the Glasses fandom. I just wanted to highlight a few different cases, mainly a lot of Lotsa, because who doesn't love electric nipples? I sure do. Fucking love them. Now, just as fair warning, as we move into the final 2 episodes, there's going to be a tonal shift, a very noticeable tonal shift. I held back a lot with the first 4 videos. I tried to be very neutral, tried to be very almost bland in the presentation of information and citing the facts. But going forward, it's pure entertainment. We are talking about rumors and fucked up shit galore. So if that's not your thing, if you like the informational stuff, just cut it off at episode 4 and walk away. Because 6 and 7, the final 2 that are coming up, are going to be night and day different than the first 4 that you watched. So that's the fair warning. You've been given advanced notice. If that's not your style, just skip it. The series can end right here for you. You could just walk away. Well, that is the end of the video. I'm not sure why you're still watching beyond this point, unless you're a patron of mine on Patreon, in which case I told you I'd fix the credit sequence, and now it looks like it's flipping the fuck out. You know, when I was putting this together, it actually looked fairly good in Vegas, but when I rendered it, it's all stuttery. There's like some weird kind of twitchy shit going on with some of the letters. I'm not sure how that's going to show up on YouTube, but it's giving me a fucking migraine. Also, for whatever reason, when you download the backer information off your Patreon so you can put together something like this, it's not alphabetized. At least it wasn't for me. Maybe I'm too fucking stupid to figure out how this works, so good luck finding your name. But I did listen when people asked me to change it, and I did listen when people asked me to omit it. So if you saw that Patreon post, I have altered your names. It really is in there. You're just going to have to, I guess, scroll through it to find it. So coming up in the next video, it's going to be all the minor contributors, all the people that I didn't cover in a video specifically about them, are all going to be lumped in together in episode number 6. So for the people that were like, where is Lindsay Ellis? Why won't you talk about her aborting babies? Or all the other crazy shit that she's been involved in? It's going to be in episode 6. I will cover the documentary. I will cover all the stuff related to Ellis, her rape rap video, all of that stuff will be in episode 6. Along with pretty much the usual suspects when you think of That Guy with the Glasses and drama related to it, or outrageous shit that's happened, it will be in episode 6. I will put those minor contributing individuals in there if there's something interesting related to them. And probably some people too that don't really get talked about a lot. Like obese people that yell at their mothers in the hospital because they didn't get the PS3 they wanted. I can't wait to go over that fucking story because fuck that Nutella-eating piece of shit. And then finally for the very last video is going to be all the wild shit. All the infographs and rumors and stories and conspiracy theories and plots and just off-the-wall bonkers shit. And all the stuff that I omitted from the first 4 videos. All of that's going in to the very last video. So we're going to cover a lot of stuff. If you watched the Nostalgia Critic one, why aren't you talking about Mashad more and the Walker brothers and their money management and how they run the site and their personalities behind the scenes? That will go in episode 7. You know, why didn't you talk about Spoonie and his illnesses or his brother more? Episode 7. Linkara, what about his dating life? Episode 7. What about Angry Joe and all the stuff he's been involved in? Like monetizing a video about some guy killing himself. Again, episode 7. And then more. So it will be touched on. Believe me, I'm not omitting it. It's all going in there. The next 2 episodes will be very different than the first 4 that came out. So with that out of the way, I will let the credits scroll on, let the music play on, and let it end out the video.